the events just get more and more horrifying. And I'm just like, oh, shaky, because like it just sounds What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. The name is Jalisa. I am Jalisa, and today I'm doing my September TBR. I am in a group with a bunch of amazing women, and it's called Brains and Books. And shout out to y'all. I love y'all. I'm gonna link their channels all below so you'll know who they are. We decided to every month, if not every other month, because we're not really that organized when it comes to this kind of thing sometimes, but this time we did it. We finally did it. Let's hope. We'll see. But we decided to do a buddy read together because why not? So we're buddy reading a book called The Butterfly Garden by Dot Hutchinson. It's a thriller book, and I'm gonna give you all a quick synopsis because I only know so much about the book. But the book follows this man. He's a gardener, and he kidnaps these women. He tattoos them with butterflies, I believe, and so pretty much they become his butterfly garden. And the FBI ends up finding out about this garden, and they find him, so he gets found out. And one of the survivors of the butterfly garden, Maya, she helps the FBI solve this case. But as they're solving the case and as these truths are coming out, there are some things that Maya's hiding, I guess, that are pertinent to the case. I don't know if he kills anybody. I don't know. I just think, I know he's obsessive, but it's a thriller, so I'm excited for it regardless. So the thing about it is, we're doing a buddy read, but we're also going to be vlogging this book, so it'll be a reading vlog for all of us. So we'll see how that goes. The next book on my TBR, I'm actually currently reading that right now. It's called The Seasons of the Storm by El Casimino. The Seasons of the Storm follows this guy James, and pretty much James is dying. And so this woman Gaia comes to him as he's dying, and it was like, either you have two choices. You can either choose to die or you can choose to live forever. He goes with Gaia, and there are 4 other people who Gaia goes to take and to bring with her to somewhere, I'm not sure where. But in order for them to live forever, they have to become the seasons of the year. So they have to become spring, summer, fall, and winter, and they have to kill each other every single year like clockwork. Pretty much winter gets killed by spring. So Floor, she's spring and James is winter. Floor has to constantly kill James every single year, and that happens because, you know, like in real life where winter comes and then spring comes after winter. So in order for winter to end, spring has to kill it. They don't actually die, they go into a slumber for a while. And so Floor and James, who are winter and spring, end up falling in love, and they have to work together to defeat Gaia so that they can just be free of this cycle of killing each other all the time. It's really, really good so far. I'm really enjoying the story. The next book is Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessel. So these group of 5 friends, they graduate from high school. A year later, they have a reunion, and they have a reunion at this mansion in middle kind of nowhere. And they go out one night, and on the way back to the mansion, they almost get into this accident with his car on this deserted road. So they get back to the mansion, and this man comes to the door and tells them that they have a choice they have to make. They have to choose one person to live, and it has to be a unanimous decision, and the rest of them are gonna die. All these events occur, all these things happen, all these terrible and traumatic and horrifying things happen, and they're forced to relive this day. And each time they relive this day, the events just get more and more horrifying. And I'm just like, oh, shaky, because like it just sounds so good. So I'm ready to be spooked. I'm ready for it, and I'm so excited for that. Another book that I was recommended by my good friend Christine over at Editorial Edge, because she knows me so well. The next book on my TBR for this month is The Curse of Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So it follows this guy Ren. He is a prince of Emberfall, and he is the heir to the throne. On his 18th birthday, he gets cursed by this enchantress. In order for him to be set free from this curse, he has to get someone to fall in love with him. Then you have this girl Harper. Harper has cerebral palsy, and she has a really, really tough background. Her father is no longer with them. Her mother is dying, and she ends up trying to save someone's life. And in the midst of trying to save somebody's life, she meets Ren, and they end up connecting somehow. I'm gonna assume this is more than just a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it's more than just the romance part, because the kingdom, I guess, is at stake here. But I've always enjoyed Beauty and the Beast retellings. Next is one of my most anticipated reads of the whole freaking year, is Crush by Tracy. Obviously, if you've been following me, you know that I have been waiting for this book for what it feels like forever. It is the sequel to the book Crave. I would love to tell y'all all about the sequel, but there's only so much that I know about it. Pretty much in this book, it's going to be following the events at the end of Crave. What's up, you guys? So I'm currently editing the video that y'all are currently watching right now. But as I was watching the video and editing it, I realized I did a terrible job at describing the book Crave to y'all, and I couldn't bear to continue to edit that part. So let me give y'all a quick rundown of that book so you can understand the sequel a little bit better. So in a quick synopsis, Grace is the star of the book Crave. Her parents are killed and she is forced to move to Alaska with her cousin and her uncle. Well, the school that she moves to is called Catman Academy. She lives there. It's a boarding school. And while she's there are these different kind of groups of different people who she notices kind of are all different, and they all stay to their groups. So she pretty much is just close to her cousin Macy. She gets close to this guy Jackson, who's a vampire, and she comes to learn that there are not just vampires at the school, but there are also werewolves, and there are also witches and warlocks, and there are also dragons. It really follows Grace, whose life continues to be threatened while she's at the school. She's constantly having a run-in with like near-death experiences, and come to find out people at the school trying to kill her, and there's a reason for that. And at the end of the book we find out that Grace isn't who she thinks she is completely, and of course there's a romance between her and Jackson, and I feel like that's a good enough description for y'all. I think that is. So okay, now we can get back into the original video. One more thing, also the end of Crave leaves you on a humongous cliffhanger, so that's why I'm gonna have a kind of a hard time describing Crush to you guys without giving away spoilers from the previous book. And also it's a huge cliffhanger that I honestly have no idea where the second book's gonna go. Like, I have no clue. So in the second book we follow Jackson as well, and Grace, and Jackson's brother Hudson comes back. Pretty much there's some big evil that comes into this book. I'm not sure what it is yet. I honestly have no idea. Like, I couldn't tell you because I don't actually know, but there's some grand evil that comes back in this book and threatens Grace's life. And I do know that Jackson and Hudson want to work together to save her life. But right now I don't know much about the second book because there's only so much that I was told about the book. So yeah, so there are a few other books that I'm sure will be added to this TBR soon. I feel like with me it's like a game. You just never really know, you know? You never really know if I'm going to read them or not, or if I'm going to change my TBR in the middle of the month. You just never know. I mean, I do read throughout the month, but sometimes they just change. So there's that. And that's all I got for y'all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye guys.